We have gunshots coming out of the apartment. I gotta get an ambulance.
Glendale 911, what is the emergency? Hello? This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
We have gunshots coming out of the apartment, 225, 400 Paula.
So it was a typical morning. We probably were handling just non-emergency calls, cold report calls, parking complaints that had come in. Not anything major that I can recall happened that day, up until that point.
Do you know who's in there?
Yeah, what's his name? George,
How many did you hear?
about 20. They're going through his wall.
Generally, it's fireworks or it's a truck backfiring or other things, so we probably were thinking, this can't be true. But when she said 20 shots and they're coming through the wall of the apartment, we figured it might be serious and this could be the real thing.
After that, all the other calls started coming in.
Glendale 911, what is your emergency?
Yeah, shots being fired
Okay.
at 400 Paula Avenue.
You know, when the real deal goes down and the lines light up, the phone calls come in. You got to take every phone call, put everybody on hold, and you got to filter out the emergency calls from the non-emergency calls. Those who want information and those who have information.
Okay, yeah, we have a call coming and we have units rolling.
When a call comes in, we answer the call. Most of us have headsets that we wear over our ear, so our hands are free. We're able to type on the computer. You pull up your screen, you enter the call for service, or you update the call that's already been entered. And from your computer, all that information is sent over to the dispatch side, which is on the other side of the room. Those dispatchers also have the headset, and they speak into the microphone, talking in direct communication with the officers.
He's still shooting. Down, down.
Are they coming out of the wall?
Yes, they are.
Part of our training as a dispatcher, we're trained to listen to what gunshots sound like over the phone and over the microphone. So we knew it was the real deal.
Communications can hear the shots over the phone. I'm thinking, okay, this is something a little out of, the norm. I went ahead and automatically sent units there.
Unit 1612 to assess 400 Paula, number 225, report of hearing 20 shots from the location. 400 Paula, number 225, 16, you're authorized cut through.
A motor officer happened to be in that area, and he actually went on scene first.
I heard the dispatcher dispatch 2 units to 400 Paula regarding shots fired. I started heading that way. I didn't turn on my lights or sirens.
He's still shooting.
Okay, has he hit anybody?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Got to be a little bit scary. We're starting to wonder if we had a sniper somewhere. What exactly we had, we just really didn't know, other than somebody was shooting from an apartment, a second-story apartment at that location.
What's the guy's name, the resident's name?
George, Jorge B-E-E-T-O-N.
B-E-E-T-O-N?
Yes.
George?
J-O-R-G-E.
Jorge?
Yes, Jorge.
Okay, about how old is he?
Security guard.
Units responding to Paula per therapy. The resident's name is Jorge Betten, male Hispanic, possibly a security guard.
It was very, very busy and very hectic.
Get out of the apartment!
He's a security guard?
Go back! What that way?
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I need you to stay on the phone with me, okay?
I am trying.
Okay. Is
I'm
there...
trying to warn people.
Okay.
Yeah, they're shooting through the wall, actually, from the apartment. There's plaster falling all over the place.
I pulled up into the driveway, got off my motorcycle, and walked into the pool area, which would give me a view of the courtyard and the building that they were talking about.
And you have no visual, correct? You're just hearing all this?
I'm just seeing hearing all the bullets and seeing all the plaster and seeing the holes in the wall.
Okay. All right, well, sit tight. Do you hear anything else?
No,
Do you hear any voices?
No, just the shots. It's probably about 4 apartments over from me up on the 2nd floor.
And as I peered out from behind the pool building, I looked up and could see the apartment, which had bullet holes all through the stucco on both sides of the door.
26, go ahead.
26 is an upstairs apartment. It looks towards the LA Wash. I've got bullet holes through the wall. There looks to appear to be approximately 20 bullet holes.
And then I looked down and saw two females that were in front of a parked vehicle in the front bumper, hugging each other, laying down in front of the bumper.
I've got two people that are down in the parking lot hiding behind cars.
I looked at the females, and they looked at me, and you could see the fear in their eyes. There was no shooting at this time. I looked up. I didn't see any movement coming from inside that apartment where the holes were. So I kind of waved the females over to me to get them into the pool area for safety. They ran to me, and just as they got to me, gunshots rang out. And there's a big palm tree, and then there's a building that was behind me. And the stucco and the palm tree just basically started to explode with like pieces of the tree and chunks of the stucco. So I just kind of pushed the ladies into the pool yard, and I ran in with them.
All units be advised, shots are being fired.
All units 26 reporting shots being fired.
At first it was, is this really happening? And then anger kind of set in, like, this guy's trying to kill me. He's shooting at me. And I drew my weapon, I made sure the ladies were safe, and put out that shots were being fired. I would kind of peer around the tree to try to see if I could see him or if I could get a shot off at him. But every time I would stick my head out, he would shoot, and the tree would he'd start shooting the tree or the building next to me. So I went back in. I didn't have a long gun at the time, long gun being a rifle. I didn't feel my handgun was going to be effective.
I'm going to need units to come up the very south driveway towards the pool, and we can set up here to come get these people out.
11 boys.
The first units that arrived, I directed them to a car in the courtyard and told them where the apartment building was. The shooting had stopped, so they positioned themselves behind that car, at which time he began shooting again, rapidly.
17, you shoot in our direction.
Oh, we're getting multiple shots.
I believed at the time was from a semi-automatic, because it was just round after round after round being fired at us.
18, we have shots fired from an automatic weapon.
I then saw Agent Richardson and Officer Lassie were now pinned down behind that car, and he was directing his gunfire towards that car.
26, we have two officers that are pinned down behind a car with shots being fired in their direction.
I wanted to get them out of there. I wanted to make sure they didn't get shot, but I also had to stay calm and direct the other units in, make sure no one went into that driveway that would take them into the courtyard.
26, I need another unit to come out to the second driveway, be the north driveway from the pool, and just stop off pedestrian traffic.
Rhino 911, what is your emergency?
Hi, is shooting all over outside of
Yes, we're aware of that, ma'am. We're all there right now.
What is it?
It's a guy that's shooting rounds in your apartment building. He's shooting guns. So you need to sit tight, okay?
Some of them were asking whether they should leave their apartment, what they should do. There's a school nearby. What about their kids? Why were the streets blocked off? What's going on? Why are there so many sirens? And these were from miles away. This wasn't even just the immediate area.
The next unit that got there, he had a long gun. I then advised the units we were going to lay down cover fire. We had to get those two officers out of the courtyard.
26 station, all officers be advised. We're going to lay some cover fire to get the two officers that are pinned down out of that courtyard.
We announced that to the units and laid down the cover fire. I was able to get Richardson and Lassie out back into the pool area. And that's basically where we just kind of staged, was in the pool area.
It's just scary to know that they're actually having to lay down cover fire to go in and rescue two of our officers and some civilians who were in there.
26, we've got the officers out of the courtyard now.
We just kind of waited till SWAT got there.
More shots fired.
We would just announce if he was firing and any movement that anyone saw.
Breaking news this hour in Glendale, and Dave Zorn joins us live in Studio 4, the very latest. Dave?
All right, Gail, for about the last 35 minutes or so, I've been on the line with Megan Reyes off the air. We've been listening to shots being fired in an apartment complex. Megan Reyes, our traffic reporter, is a resident of that apartment complex. The shooter is about 5 doors away from where she lives, and she's with us on the live line now on KNX to tell us a little bit about what is happening at the moment. Go ahead, Megan.
Hi, Dave. It was about 11:15 this morning when I woke up from a nap to shots being fired. I came home from work, and I took a nap, and I woke up and I heard the shooting.
and I actually thought it was maybe some construction going on at the place. When I walked outside, probably about 30 yards in front of me, there were two police officers who were being shot at, and they had taken a position against their vehicle. And when I saw that, that's when I was like, it's time to go back into my apartment and hit the ground.
I don't know who the suspect is, but it looks like the location is about 5 to 6 units from my unit, actually. And Glendale officers returned fire, a lot of fire there, Dave, and a high-caliber gun was really loud, and that enabled the officers who were trapped next to the car to get to a better location.
Colonel, please, do you have an emergency?
Well, I'm not really sure. I live in an apartment building, 400 Paula Avenue.
Right.
And I heard 10 minutes ago what sounded like weapons fire. But
yeah, you need to stay inside your location there. We have somebody firing weapons from outside one of their apartments.
We still had people inside the building. I didn't know who was evacuated. I didn't know where these rounds were going. There was a park behind the building. So there was a lot of concern for the safety of the public in this, and for the fellow officers that were responding. So once the SWAT team leaders got there, we formulated a plan.
It's a tri-wall complex, and so there's a cement wall, probably about 8 feet tall. In my mind, you're thinking, okay, you know, what possible way could we get into this complex, you know, because both driveways were exposed.
26 break.
26 go.
26 have all units that are responding come down Garden. No other streets. He has a view to the Paula from his window.
We got together and used a ladder, and that took us into the middle of the complex with a really good view of the suspect's location.
We had to get the officers, patrol officers that were positioned in areas, relieved with SWAT team members.
Station info, we just had approximately 10 to 15 shots fired from the inside again.
26 copy, 10 to 15 shots fired.
The suspect was shooting, and it was just a constant pow, pow, pow. But when those officers returned fire, that was loud. You can feel the shockwave of the officers when they returned fire from where I was. And that was intense.
I can actually hear the bullets ricocheting off the railings here. I can hear glass breaking. I'm not surprised if cars are being hit right now. It's just a gun battle out there.
Answer.
911, what is your emergency?
Were those, we believe there's gunshots?
Yes.
We heard a guy screaming.
Are you near 400 Paula?
Yes.
That's us. We're there. There are some gunshots being fired from an apartment building there.
We are on the corner house.
Well, stay put where you are. And if we need to evacuate you, you'll know. We'll come and call you.
Thank you.
Okay, but stay down and be careful. You haven't had any windows shot out or anything? We have about 20 officers there now.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, bye.
A gunman is barricaded in his apartment in the 400 block of Paula Avenue in Glendale. A KNX traffic reporter, Megan Reyes, is locked in her apartment in that same complex just a few doors away. We've been talking to her on the telephone since this happened. You're all right as long as you're in your apartment there, is that right?
Yeah, I'm all right, and officers have not established any contact, as I know of yet, with the suspect. I don't hear them making any attempt to contact, talking to him on a bullhorn, as well as with the residents. I have not been given any instructions by the officers, but it doesn't take anyone to realize that I think the safest thing to do right now is to stay locked down, secure in my apartment. They have not evacuated us, and in fact, I don't think officers can even make an attempt to get to the suspect's location.
Sniper shot. We have a sniper engaging. Sniper fired 2 rounds away. No confirmation on whether target was hit. 18, I need a unit to respond with M16 ammunition. Air 108, we'll grab the ammunition from the station.
108, 10-4.
Well, Gail, this is taking place in an apartment complex in the 400 block of Paula Avenue in Glendale. A man is holed up in his apartment. He has been shooting at police officers. KNX traffic reporter Megan Reyes lives about 4 or 5 doors from where that shooter is located. And this is what it sounded